Hey everybody, and welcome back around the kit. Today, I'm going to let you know my favorite part of the whole drum set is the hi-hat. People say, well, Mark, why is it the hi-hat? You got this earth ride that you keep talking about, and Zoljan makes these amazing cymbals, and the DW drums, and the technology is just amazing. The hi-hat is the piece of gear that gives me the most sounds. Okay, a kick drum, you can kick it hard, you can kick it soft. Okay, the snare drum, you can play a cross stick. But the hi-hat, you can play it open, you can play it closed, you can play it with your foot, you can open and close it, you can play it on the bottom, you can play the stand if you really want to. So this is actually my favorite part of the whole drum set. And I think it started when I was 7, when I was taking my lessons, and everything was about jazz back then. So all my lessons, the left foot was always incorporated. It was always about keeping time. And that was actually the beginning for me of linear drumming, which will actually became linear drumming down the road. I just never understood. I see amateurs and professionals and top flight guys that don't utilize their fourth limb. The left foot sitting there waiting to blast on some double bass beat, but they're not using that fourth limb. It kind of reminds me of a baseball player that goes out and says, okay, today I'm not going to use my left arm. And he just puts it behind himself. The greatest thing about the hi-hat, it's your timekeeper. If you're playing quarter notes, it'll lock you in. You come out of your fills, your body will be connected. All four limbs are playing together instead of just leaning off onto the left leg. The other thing that you can do besides just keeping the time is use it and actually to improve and enhance your grooves. Now what I want to do is show you a very simple little exercise that requires a lot of practice. It's not complicated, but it's a physical thing that you have to train yourself. First, just keeping quarter note time with your foot while you're playing any kind of groove. And then I'm going to get into showing you where, when I shift it to the offbeat, what it does to your groove. So what I'm going to do first is just play a very simple rock beat, Living After Midnight by Priest or whatever. A million bands have played this rock groove. I'm going to play the groove, then I'm going to add the hi-hat in on the downbeat, so you can check that out, and then I'm going to move it to the offbeat. So the basic groove is just your basic. So as you can tell, when it's locking in with the quarter notes on the ride cymbal with the hi-hat, it's just very strong. And if I was going to play a fill, I'd know where my one is. But I think the cool thing is when you shift it to the offbeat, and all of a sudden Priest gets a little Latin funk going on, where it's the kind of the boom shakalaka, the pull and the pull and the tug between the ride cymbal and the hi-hat. It takes a little bit of time, but believe me, it's worth it. It'll improve your playing. It'll take you to that next level where you can play your wacky and crazy fills and know exactly where you're coming out at. So I hope this helps, and remember, it's all about practicing and really getting it down. Take care, and we'll see you next time.